Every single year, U.S. health insurers deny tens of millions of medical claims. Tens of millions. And look, if you're one of the patients caught up in that staggering statistic, you know the feeling. You're usually left completely in the dark, just sitting there wondering what on earth went wrong and why your necessary medical care was just rejected.
It really makes you wonder, right? Who is actually making these decisions? When your doctor tells you that you absolutely need a vital surgery or some crucial medication, who is the person sitting in a corporate office deciding whether or not it gets covered? Well, here's the startling reality. The ultimate decision usually isn't made by a doctor at all. It's an algorithm you've literally never heard of. That's right, software, not a human physician, is increasingly having the final say over your healthcare. Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking an investigative dive deep into the hidden mechanics of the health insurance industry. We're going to unpack exactly how this algorithmic system operates, why it was built in the first place, and most importantly, how you can navigate it.
Chapter 1, The Invisible Machine. So picture this. You go to the hospital, you get a solid treatment plan from your doctor, and you finally feel a sense of relief, only for the insurance company to just say no. How does that no happen so insanely fast? Well, over the last few years, some explosive lawsuits have surfaced with a really striking allegation. They're accusing major health insurers of using artificial intelligence models to reject claims in massive automated batches. We are not talking about careful case-by-case medical reviews anymore. We're talking about bulk denials driven entirely by code. Get this, one lawsuit actually alleged that a single algorithm reviewed claims at a blistering average of 1.2 seconds each. 1.2 seconds. I mean, you can barely even sneeze in that amount of time, let alone review a patient's complex medical history.
Chapter 2, Following Your Claim. To really grasp how this works, let's track the journey of just one single medical claim, from the hospital all the way to that final decision. The first major disconnect happens right out of the gate. On one side, you have your doctor's diagnosis, right? It's a human story written in plain English that actually captures the nuance of your pain and what you specifically need. But on the other side, what actually gets sent to the insurer is just a sterile, standardized billing code, something like CPT 27447. Your whole human story is basically stripped away and converted into numbers, perfectly formatted for corporate software. Once that standardized code enters the system, boom, it's fed straight into a review algorithm. And actually, these prediction models are often built by third-party companies and sold to multiple insurers. The AI looks at your code and predicts exactly how long a patient with that specific code should need care. If your actual real-world treatment goes past that strict computer-generated prediction, even by a single day, the system automatically flags your claim for denial, totally regardless of what your actual doctor says you need. Now, you might be wondering, wait, doesn't a human have to sign off on this? Well, technically, yes. Human reviewers are supposed to have the final say. But the massive volume of AI processing drastically overshadows that tiny little sliver of human review. Investigations and lawsuits allege that these human reviewers act merely as a formality, spending literally just seconds rubber stamping the machine's automated flags rather than acting as a true medical safeguard. Chapter 3, The Profit Logic. So, why does this vast, incredibly fast, automated system even exist in the first place? It comes down to some pretty brutal financial math. In financial terms, a denied claim is simply a healthcare cost the insurer completely avoids paying. We have to remember that health insurers are publicly traded companies. Every single time a claim is denied, a payout is avoided. And lower payouts can equal higher profit margins, and higher margins make for very happy shareholders. While denial rates definitely vary depending on your specific plan and which major insurer you use, the industry-wide pattern is incredibly consistent. More automation leads directly to more denials. As insurers lean heavier on these predictive algorithms, the rate at which patient care gets rejected just goes right up. The good news? Regulators are finally starting to pay attention to this pattern. Some states have recently passed laws requiring insurers to at least disclose when AI is being used in these decisions. And in 2024, U.S. senators officially opened investigations into the use of predictive algorithms for medical denials. But, and this is a big but, currently there is absolutely no sweeping federal law that directly limits how these systems are used. Chapter 4, How to Fight Back. So, if federal regulation is still catching up, what can you as a patient practically do to beat this algorithm today? First, we have to acknowledge a really frustrating reality.
A tiny, tiny fraction of denied claims are ever formally appealed. Studies show that most people simply give up. The appeals process is notoriously slow, it's heavily bureaucratic, and honestly, it's extremely confusing. And when patients just walk away, the algorithm is victorious by default.
But you do not have to walk away. Here is your actionable checklist. First up, if you get denied, request the full reason.